Today for math, we're going to make this U.S. Customary System flap book that you'll be able to use as we do some assignments later on. So when we finish it, make sure you don't throw it away, but you keep it in your blue folder. In your blue folder, you will see your empty flap book like this that I prepared for you. Since we are talking about the U.S. Customary System, the first thing we're going to do is write along the side length in the U.S. Customary System. Make sure that the fold is right here on your left and that your flaps open like this. And you'll know also because your little worm is right here that shows an inch. So down the side, we're going to write length. Length. And I want length to end at this fold right here. So length. L E N G T H. That's how we spell length. And then below the line, we're going to write in the U.S. for the United States, length in the U.S. Customary System. So we spell customary C U S T O M A R Y. Customary. And finally, we need system. S Y S T E M. Make sure you have that all written down. Length in the U.S. Customary System. Now we're going to label each of these. This first flap is going to be all about the inch. So write inch down. The second flap is going to be all about the foot. The third flap is going to be all about the yard. And the last flap is going to be about the mile. So remember our little rhyming poem? Inch, foot, yard, mile. That's the U.S. customary style. The next thing that you need to do is get your math book out and open up to page 540. Now, if you're still working on writing your words, hit pause and then come back to the video in a second. So on 540, there's this longer or shorter game. Next to that are your vocabulary words. So go ahead and rip those out and cut them up. You don't need this white strip on top. you can throw that away. Now I'm making sure to cut neatly on the dotted lines. And you do the same. Now that my cards are cut out, I'm going to get out the cards that I need to finish my book. So I'm going to need this inch card. So make sure you have that one out. I'm going to need the card that says foot. I'm going to need the card that says yardstick. And those are the only three that I need right this second. So I'm going to put the rest away in my envelope so they don't get lost. And we're going to get to work. First off, you're going to open up your inch flap. And there are a few ways to write inch. So we can write 1 inch like this. We can write 1 inch like this, IN with a period that abbreviates it, or we can write 1 inch like this. These two little quotation marks mean inch. Pretty crazy, huh? That we use them in both math and in reading and writing. So this means 1 inch as well. So go ahead and copy that down. Then I'm going to get out my inch card, and I need to trim this up just a little bit. Here are my scissors. I'm going to trim off the bottom green strip and the top green strip. And I'm going to trim each side just a little bit, like that. Then I'm going to take a dot of glue, and I put the glue on this side. I put the glue on the side that says inch, and I glue this right in, like that. Then I know that that is 1 inch. The next flap we're going to do is the foot. So open up the foot flap, and inside we're going to write 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. Another way we can write this is with the abbreviation FT. 1 foot is equal to 12 inches, just like that. The last way we can write this is 1 foot. We have an apostrophe. That stands for foot in math. It's pretty crazy. So 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. That's another way that we can write it. All of these mean the same thing. So 1 foot is equal to 12 inches. So the card that I need here is this one. 1 foot is the same length as 12 inches. So I'm going to trim off the top green strip and the bottom green strip and the side, a little bit of the other side. Put a little bit of glue on the back and stick that in just like that. Our last, or our second to the last flap is the yard. And a yard is the same as 3 feet. So I have a yardstick here. A yard is 36 inches long. So it's the same as 3 feet put together. 12 plus 12 plus 12 is 36. So the way that we write the yard is 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. 1 yard is also equal to 36 inches. The same thing. The abbreviation is YD. There isn't a little symbol for the yard like there was for foot and inch, but YD can be used. Now you're going to need out this card to trim off the top and trim off the bottom. And then I'm going to trim the side off just a little bit so it still fits. I'm going to put a bit of glue on the back and stick that on. Our last flap is the mile. And of course, there isn't a way for me to show you what a mile is. We'll just have to write it down. One mile is equal to 1,760 yards. Look for part 2 to finish the video with me.